Hello gold farmers, welcome to another gold nuts farming video. Today we'll be going over my weekly gold recap, which unfortunately I didn't really make any gold, just a little bit off of picking up raw gold from mobs and selling bittered items. I've made probably 1 or 2k from that, and that's really about it this week. A lot of that's just because I had a very busy work schedule last week, or I guess this week, and I didn't really get a whole lot of time to play. Typically, if I open, I won't get on WoW, so it's actually really hard for me to just kind of work WoW in if I open, which unfortunately I had opened for about 8 to 9 days in a row, meaning no gold to be made. As some of you may have already noticed, this is BfA beta. I was lucky enough to actually get in, and I really enjoy it so far, especially for professions. So right now, we're actually going to go over the professions based on which ones I feel will make the most gold, so that way you guys don't really have to worry too much about going into Battle for Azeroth wondering what professions you should have. They have changed professions. I haven't really messed a whole lot with it. I don't believe they've done anything with mining or skinning yet, because I haven't been able to collect any skill levels from them. But herbalism, I've been able to collect the skill levels, and I'm actually working on turning in a quest for, I believe, the Siren's Pollen, so that way I can get the 2nd rank for it. So basically, just from a quick look over the professions, what materials they require, and all of this and that, I've decided that alchemy and herbalism will be a really good pair. It's just a really good pair, because alchemists have this transmute here for the implosum, which is used in a ton of the other recipes. I don't see any for blacksmithing, but they are used in a bunch of other stuff, such as your inscription. It looks like you've got to use them for engineering. I do believe leatherworking as well. Yep, and they have a ton of use, and a lot of people are going to be buying that, or will need it. They, I guess, won't be able to buy it off the auction house, so it looks like Blizzard is trying to force other players to try out the other professions and their new profession system. With that being said, that means herbs are going to be selling really fast. I'm not going to go over which herbs will be selling and all of that, because I would still like to try and prepare some routes and all of that before the game launches, and if I release too much information, that could ruin it for me. So you've got your alchemist and herbalism that are definitely going to make a ton of gold. I believe herbalism overall will make the most gold this expansion, and then kind of up there in the same ranking with herbalism and alchemy. Unless if they change this, I believe skinning and leatherworking will also be really good. This is because there are a couple of weapons that don't have a level requirement. I did send this in as a bug because I am pretty sure it's a bug. However, if it's not a bug, then they will... Oh, I guess you can't really sell them, but good for twinks. So skinners will definitely be able to make a lot of gold because you'll have a lot of people looking for stuff like the mist scale and calcified bone. So those two professions will be up there. You can also make your suits and stuff with leatherworking, which will help out quite a bit. And you've also got your hardened tempest hide, which of course will definitely sell on the auction house. The tempest hide, I'm not sure how hard it will be to get. Right now it's 100% drop. That will obviously change. So now we go on to our next profession, which will be mining. Mining's always been one of my favorites. I've always made a good amount of gold from it. Although there are ways that you can make more. The reason why I believe mining will make quite a bit of gold, and I believe it'll make more than jewel crafters and engineers, blacksmiths, unfortunately, I don't really see any kind of gold potential there. Although I could be wrong. But the reason why is because you've got these few rings right here that require one of the uncommon gem and only 2 of the monolite ore. That is good because you should be able to disenchant those. I'm not sure yet. I haven't tried it. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, but that is very cheap. So monolite ore is going to be pretty common. It's the most common ore I've come across so far. I've got over a stack of it already, and so that one's going to be your common one for jewel crafters, and that's why I believe mining will make more than jewel crafters, because a lot of people are going to just go ahead and buy the ore. It should be cheap enough and plentiful. So you got all of that, and then your jewel crafters will definitely make a lot of gold because of those rings, and then you've got your enchanters, which will make a really nice sum of gold off of jewel crafters as well. Those rings are bind on equipped, so that means you can have another character that has jewel crafting and just make a bunch of those and sell them, or just send them over to your enchanter. Tailors will definitely make a lot of gold because there are 2 new bags. One is a 30 slot bag and the other is a 32 slot bag, so you got those. And I tried to look for mobs that dropped cloth, but I wasn't really able to find any, so I'm not sure if Blizzard's just not worked on tailoring just yet, or what's going on. But so tailoring will be in there just below your enchanter, jewel crafter, and engineer. Engineers will make a large amount of gold, mostly because they've got these devices that aren't engineer required, and they aren't bind on pickup. So you got a couple devices that could be sold on the auction house, and then the biggest one is your mount, which as of right now it doesn't have a level or it's got a level requirement, but it doesn't have a skill requirement for engineering or anything. It's not bind on pickup, if I saw that correctly. Nope, it's not bind on pickup. It is a unique mount, so you won't be able to sit there and craft a bunch of them all at once. Your next profession after that, which will be the last one, will be inscriptionists. I don't see inscriptionists making a whole lot of gold this expansion. They don't really have anything insanely noteworthy. I do believe the contracts here will sell. I don't know how popular they will actually be, but I do see them selling. This is because the contracts will allow you to gain more reputation for completing world quests in a certain zone, so that's always really good. So if you are wanting to make a lot of gold at the beginning of Battle for Azeroth, I actually highly recommend that you check out the Herbalism and Alchemy. You could always save on to a bunch of those transmuted items and just go to town with crafting whatever it is you want to craft with the Implosum or whatever that was. So basically what I'm recommending that you do is you farm a bunch of these herbs right here, just a bunch of them, and craft as many of this as you can. I would probably keep alchemy for about a month or so into Battle for Azeroth while you're questing and all of that. You should be able to pick up a good amount of those herbs, and then you can easily just save on to all of those items for whatever other profession you may want to go ahead and try out. I do believe that is all, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.